Hey everybody, eNtaK here. Welcome back to the Crossout dev server, and welcome to another ridiculous build. Somebody suggested that I make a framed hover build. Like, you know, those frame builds we've seen that we all grow to love so much. No, we hate them. At least I hate them. Somebody said to do that with hovers, and so that's what I've done to the best of my ability without having the thing weigh a ton. And this is just something that I came up with right here. And it works. It'd help if I didn't have my finger on E. It works quite well, just as you would expect. But man, these things just tear apart vehicles, man. I love these guns. So if you guys have not been keeping up with the dev server footage, I've been on the dev server doing all kinds of different tests for you guys that you have been leaving in the comments. And if you have left something in the comments and I have not gotten around to doing it yet, it's probably because I either missed it or something crazy has happened in my life, like a new baby being born, which if it was, you would probably know because it probably would have made a vlog about it. But yeah, internal build, I don't know how effective this would be. The more and more I use hovers, the more I realize I don't like them that much because they're too hard to control, for me at least. I mean, you guys might love them, but for me, it's too difficult. They're too difficult to control, and maybe that's just me. You know, maybe you guys would be better at them than I will be. But as far as I can tell you right now, I am garbage in terms of maneuverability with them, and so I think I might be sticking to the wheel builds a little bit more. Now, there's a couple other tests that I'm going to do in today's episode that you guys have also commented and left, and I'm going to go ahead and load up the next one right now. So somebody commented and said that they would like to see a build with like all the high recoil stuff, and I was going to test it with the Tsunami, but it's not in the list here, and so I don't know what that means. But I thought what we would do is we would at least load up like the Mammoth and the Fat Man and the Reaper, because that is essentially a high recoil thing. Even the Whirlwind maybe, and we'll just see what we can get into here. Now, I also wonder, is this gonna look at how big that thing is compared to this little thing. Oh my gosh, it's massive. So we saw with the Mandrake that the high recoil stuff, so now ideally you probably wouldn't have a build like this. You'd want to have it a little bit, you know, you'd want to probably have these legs spaced out a little bit, but I just wanted to see if it would actually flip it being close together like that, which it didn't. We saw with the Mandrake that the Mandrake works, but you just essentially have to worry about like moving too much and actually targeting well. So I'm going to spread this out a little bit, and then we'll kind of reconfigure this and maybe try a couple of, like maybe dual builds or something. Alright, now I still haven't put any armor on it yet because I don't feel that it's necessary for this test. We've got dual Fatmans here, so I'm going to do like one at a time, and I mean it works. And then let's do two at the same time. Yeah, it totally works. And look, it's actually somewhat like focused up. Actually, whoa. I actually really like the cannons. I actually really like this. Now, because it's actually somewhat accurate, and I mean, it isn't right now, but if you give it time, look, it focuses in. Just kind of like a tank. You're just gliding along. I actually kind of like this. It's not too bad at all. Alright, let's just try one right in the middle here. Same problem? Yeah, barely. But it's definitely the same problem. Now, we can probably correct this with moving the hovers back a little bit. Alright, so let's test this. I put two hovers in the back, so let's see. It's a little better. It's a little better. Not, actually, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I mean, I feel like it could work, but actually it's not bad at all. It just depends on how you probably have the hovers positioned. Not very accurate though, which is kind of the main concern that I would have with, you know, all of the high recoil type of stuff, or at least the MG type of things that have recoil. And that probably is the same for the Whirlwind too. Actually, no, the Whirlwind's not too bad. But it also could be because I have those hovers back there. just like ready for it. Yeah, the whirlwind's not too bad at all. They don't actually generate all too much recoil anyway. But yeah, whirlwind's viable if you could put it in a spot where it wasn't like gigantically exposed like it is right now. Now this is something that I actually wanted to test out in the last video that I forgot to do, and it is a hidden hurricane underneath. And the way that I propose to do this is to have two boosters closer in the front, and so that it lifts up the ground just a little bit more, and that should allow the hurricane to not be exposed just enough to shoot, but not enough to actually get damaged, which after I put on parts and stuff like that, I think will work. Alright, let's test it out. So I've just got some basic armor on here. Oh yeah. Actually, I don't even know if... Oh, I bet I would need to do that actually. Because it would hit the ground when it bobs like this. But let's see if it does it right now. Don't hit that tree. Gosh, dang it. Yes, that's going to be great. Alright, so you see how it's bobbing? It's because of the two in the front like that, which could be pretty detrimental. Let's let it load back up here and then... Yeah, if you... one hit actually. One actually did hit there. So it maybe just depends on how you're bobbing. Well, actually no. They seem to all hit. Wow, that's pretty devastating. It's kind of annoying to see this, but the dual hurricanes on a hover build would be pretty devastating and kind of annoying actually, because you have to worry about them being able to run away real easily, and that hurricane being underneath. I mean, it's kind of an easy target when it bobs like that, but if you're not, I like how it's kind of like leapfrogging. If it's not exposed, it's going to be kind of difficult to actually, you know what? I bet it would be. I bet it would be pretty easy. You guys will have to let me know. Do you think that something like that would be a pretty, like a viable thing to do or not? I'm curious to know your thoughts about it. So got some thunderbolts underneath, which seems pretty OP and kind of annoying. But somebody brought up the whole meta thing with the ramp shotgun builds kind of being the meta currently, and how after the update goes live, the next iteration of that will definitely be the ramp shotgun build with the Aegis Prime bubble shield, which seems pretty stupid and insane when you think about it, and how easy that's going to be to like defend yourself and protect yourself from damage, and how annoying it's going to be to try to kill somebody with that, especially people who are actually really good at timing things and would just mess you up and you would cause you all kinds of problems. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but it got me to thinking about it, and I can definitely see a lot of people's concerns with it, because it seems like it's definitely going to be something that will be hard to deal with, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on that as well. But yeah, triple thunderbolt underneath, I don't know. It's kind of a neat idea, but I don't know how like useful it will be. But one of the thought that I had was just kind of how interesting it is to think about the fact that you can actually build your vehicle somewhat upside down now. Like that to me is pretty cool. Like, I don't know, can you even do this? Can you rotate these? No, luckily you can't rotate the caucuses to put them underneath. At least I hope not. I hope you can't. No, you can't. Okay, good. Okay, I was gonna say, because if you can put caucuses underneath, that would be kind of annoying. What else? I mean, you could put Teslas underneath. You could maybe put a couple cannons underneath now. You could probably put a Fat Man underneath. Can you strap a Fat... Actually, can you... No, you can't rotate Fat Man. Right. Can't rotate Fat Man. So you could do a Mammoth, though, maybe. Can you do Mammoth? No, you can't do Mammoth either. Is it... Oh, because it's turreted things, right. You can't do turreted things. There you go. Just looking for a non-turreted one, and I picked all the turreted ones. How about that right there? It's kind of interesting. Okay. How about that? Kind of an interesting looking build. And it works So there you go. Why do 2 cannons on top when you could do 1 underneath and one above? Oh man! Oh, it's actually kind of slow to turn now. That's gonna be annoying to see that. And now, but my question is, how well could you protect a massive cannon underneath? You can't protect it all too well, but it is stupid to think about running into some. I don't. You know, here's the thing. I feel like the hovers are pretty cool, but I don't know how used they're gonna be. You know what I mean? Like, how used are they going to be when they come into the game? Because you're still gonna have to worry about like shotgun builds, taking everything off, and if you're think about losing a wheel or 2 wheels and how that could screw up your vehicle. Well, if you lose 2 boosters, that could really mess you up. And so I don't know how used they will be. Another thing somebody asked, and I think the answer is pretty obvious. What happens at the toe? Well, I think obviously it's gonna fly it's gonna fly underneath it. You can't do anything with the toe. It's not gonna hit the target. Yeah, it just flies underneath it. And so hovers make toes completely ineffective now, as well as probably the majority of melee builds. And so it is interesting to think, though, about the implications about what hovers will bring to the game and how things like the toe are kind of going to be pointless if there's a lot of hover vehicles. Same with melee, perhaps. But I still say, how used will they actually be? Because maybe people will get amazing with them, but I just see people just bumping into everything. Because think about like Power Plant. Think about all the obstacles on that map. Think about some of these maps in Old Town. How does a hover build get around on Old Town? It doesn't. It doesn't seem possible unless you just bounce around off the walls constantly. Someone suggested this. Tank tracks in the middle, in between hovers. Like, what do you think would happen here? What do you think is gonna happen? Do you think some weird's gonna happen? Because if you do, you're wrong. It just floats with tank tracks. Now I'm gonna try to do this with heavy tracks and see if it's any different. But it is interesting to think about the fact that, oh wait, let's try something. If we remove these, what happens then? How's this look? Whoa. Let me put on the big ones. Wait a minute. That's actually quite funny. It's just gonna be like the legs, like the spider legs, you know? It's ridiculous. Look, the tracks are going through the ground. So this seems like a very effective build, don't you think? I think so. Well, so that doesn't actually work or do anything of use. I mean, I guess it could be effective. Like, if you lose the, let's say you lose the boosters and then you have, like, tank tracks as backups. I mean, I guess that could work and be something, but it doesn't really do, flying tank, it doesn't really do anything right now, you know what I mean? Now this is a pretty good idea. Wasps underneath. That is something someone suggested, and I think that is gonna be pretty deadly. And this makes me, like, the way that this thing looks makes me feel like it's an actual spacecraft, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why, and then the fact that it has unguided missiles, I like the idea of the wasps here. And that's deadly, man. I wonder how far back I could put those and they'd still be pretty effective. I bet we can put them fairly far back and they'd still be fine. Alright, so they're pretty far back there. One's still a little forward, but the other ones are way far back. Do they still work? Oh, yes! Look at that, guys. That's annoying. That's gonna be annoying. Wasps are already amazing because of the reload time, but if you have to deal with wasps that are way back underneath a vehicle like this and you could probably barely hit it because it's constantly bobbing up and down, and then as it's retreating, you know, as I'm retreating away, you can't really shoot them. I mean, maybe you'll get lucky with some cannon shots or something like that, but you're better off just going for the whole body and just hoping that you can mess some people up. That's really deadly sounding. I really like the idea of that. Thanks for that suggestion to check that out. Oh, and if you didn't see this last time, you can put harvesters underneath your vehicle and freaking grind people up. It's actually not entirely all too effective with the, like, well, actually I should say other melee weapons are not very effective, but the harvesters really are effective because they deal so much damage that you have that initial, like, blow, like the initial main damage from them. But we were really thinking about, like, how effective could melee vehicles be like this if you had, like, harvesters or something like that underneath, because you can't really, you have to, like, catch people just right in order to cause some problems. As you can see, I can't even catch the stupid bots. I got him a little bit there. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know what you think about these types of builds and if you think melee on hover vehicles is going to be effective by any means. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I don't know if there'll be another dev server video. For all I know, I'm recording this on, like, Sunday night, and honestly it could come out on, like, Tuesday, and if that happens or something, which, okay, by the way, that's not me saying when it's going to come out. I have literally no idea when the update's coming out. It could be like 2 months from now for all I know. But I mean, what I was trying to say was, if the update comes out, I'm still going to put this video out. So if you're like, why is he doing these videos now? It's because I'm trying to get ready for my baby that's coming, and I really don't have a lot of time to spend on getting footage and stuff, so I'm just gonna go with whatever I have. So that's why. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.